Welcome to Northern BC Narratives on Location. Today I have a rare interview with an amazing gentleman who is here with us and he's going to talk about all the things he does. Gerry, it's a pleasure to get you on the show. It's been a long time. I've been to your place like 20 times almost, and then it was 6 months.
And I recognized you the second time or third time. You
had to come
down and tell me who you were.
You never recognized.
He's a shoplifter. Got to be something here.
So, talk about what you do. You do something that is very rare and it's almost extinct, right? So what do you
My
do?
business is that.
Yeah.
Right now, from the Yukon border
Yeah.
to here,
Yeah.
there's nobody.
Okay.
From here to the Okanagan,
Yeah.
there is nobody.
Yeah.
I get customers that come in and they want it immediately.
Okay.
Like I'm your slave. I'm not slave to anybody. I can't do it. I've got jobs ahead of you.
What is your business? Talk about your business.
My business is repairing footwear,
Yeah.
doing orthopedic work,
Yeah.
and fixing ladies' purses by the hundreds. Just everything that, if it's on the feet, I fix it.
Wow.
And if it's on the arm for a woman, it's a purse. I'm fixing that too.
Yeah.
Because some purses come in and some shoes come in, they're in the hundreds of dollars. And I get a lot of El Cheapos in,
Yeah.
as I call them, because they're made of cardboard and plastic.
Yeah.
And you can't get comfort out of that.
Yeah.
I don't know why people buy it, because it was cheaper. Well, put that to pain. What is the equal? Pain here or comfort here?
Yeah.
And people don't get that. They buy cheap. Not all of them. Boy, I get some in there, the quality is high end, the price is exorbitant, but they still buy it. But it's comfort for a lot of years.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this?
1964 to now, how long is that?
That's a long
It's gotta be
time.
about that long, at least.
What got you interested to do this? Like,
I did it in New Brunswick, where I was raised.
yeah.
I was born in Nova Scotia.
Nova Scotia. I used to live there for a while. It's
Well,
beautiful, beautiful place.
I was born there, so I'm a herring choker. I'm a blue noser.
Yeah.
You're a herring choker, because you weren't born there. It's just a little New Brunswick joke.
What was a blue nose?
The blue nose is a guy that was born where the blue nose sailing ship. That's where it came from.
Yeah.
And the blue nose, that sailing ship flew over the water just like it had wings.
Yeah.
They never did duplicate it. They tried. Nobody was ever successful.
Oh, how come?
They couldn't get something, a curvature on the bow or at the keel.
Yeah.
They just didn't know what did they do that. Well, the sails were all the same, the widths were the same, but they couldn't get the speed out of it. Who knows? It was a fantastic sailing ship.
Is it still around or no?
Oh no, it went on dock. I forget where in Nova Scotia. They just tied it up to the dock.
Yeah.
And it eventually just rotted away, and people took parts off it and whatever. But it's sad that would be that's Canada's history. Back in the sailing days. John Cabot, the whole ball of wax. Some of your ancestors may have been there. Who knows? I know mine sure as heck were. That's why I'm a blue noser.
They're wearing blue.
Well, oh yeah, I never thought of that. That's why I wore it. Yeah, I wore this because I'm a blue noser.
So talk about maybe your childhood a little bit.
My
What was your
childhood?
childhood like?
My childhood was we're raised in poverty.
Yeah.
Everybody down there was at that time.
Yeah.
You didn't know what a toilet was like. Well, you did, but you had to walk out there to go there. But a toilet, flush toilet, nobody had that in the towns I lived in. See, my father was a coal miner.
Yeah.
And wherever the coal, as long as the seam of coal, which it runs along like a seam, and then all of a sudden it stops. So they can't take any more coal out because there's no coal to be taken out. And so we'd moved to the next town where the coal was being mined
Yeah.
underground in a tunnel, you know, and a short tunnel. And if it ever collapsed, well, you were a pancake. You know, just,
Yeah.
and we went from there to there. And then my father got a job logging with a fellow.
Yeah.
And he did that for a while. And, oh gosh, he had a lot of jobs drilling wells. And he eventually got into body work on vehicles.
Oh wow.
He bumper,
Yeah.
you know, paint jobs, and he picked that up on his own. Get a job here, and can you paint a car? Yeah, I can paint a car in broken French and English.
Yeah.
Okay, there's one over there, and he's done. First they gave him a fender.
Yeah.
He sanded it down, painted it. They were happy, and eventually that's what he spent the rest of his life doing.
Oh wow.
And just body work and whatnot. And then he retired. When he retired and age went, or he felt it was time to retire. And him and my mother, a camper and a truck, and they just toured the province and
Yeah.
went here and went there. Eventually, he had cancer and he passed away. But he was in, oh gosh, he was in just about going to turn 90.
90.
My mother was 96 when she passed away.
Oh wow. These are some good ages.
Yeah, the longevity in my family
Yeah.
is there. Wood. Do it on wood, not that plastic. But you know, life is a strange thing. Excuse me. My first job was pumping gas.
Yeah.
Garage needed a kid to pump gas, so they'd pay me whatever they figured I was worth, and one check would be one side, next it was all cash, and the next week be less or more, and it went bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
I didn't care. I had a job.
Yeah.
The other kids, I'm not going to do that. Pumping gas, that's crazy. Well, it might be crazy for you, but I got a bucket. How many do you have? Well, I got my hands in my pocket. That's as good as it's going to get. So after that, I got a job with Canadian National Telegraphs.
What is that?
It's, do you remember the key? Click, click.
Oh
click,
yeah,
click,
yeah, yeah,
click,
for the,
yeah, that is how
Morse code, is it?
it was Morse code,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's they would transmit a telegram. You came into the place and gave me something in writing and send it to this guy.
Yeah.
They'd start banging, just like woodpeckers.
Yeah.
They just did it day and night. And then along came some technology,
Yeah. Telephone.
and they just phased them right out.
So I'm very interested in this. How did you get a job, and then how did you learn this?
I didn't learn how to operate the tap
Yeah.
key, the more key,
Yeah.
but I was around it all the time.
Yeah.
And, I was the gopher.
Yeah.
Take this telegram and take it to this address, that address.
Yeah.
And somebody passed away, or it was a business thing.
How did it look like? Was it like a bunch of them at the same time, going
They
at the
were
same time?
just a whole row, just like a theater,
Of people with the.
with the with the key, the Morse key.
Oh wow.
And when they did that, one guy walked by his desk, and he said, "Do you want this key?" Why would I want that key?
Yeah.
I would kill to have that key today. My gosh, that's history.
Yeah.
If it's history, I'm interested.
Yeah.
And so from there, because I used to go all over the provinces.
Yeah.
If a guy was CN Telegraphs
Yeah.
quit, or he got sick, or he was on vacation, they'd say, "You're going to Halifax, you're going to Moncton, you're going to St. John," to fill the void,
Yeah.
because they needed a guy there.
Yeah.
And so I traveled all over the eastern Canada
Yeah. Yeah.
because I had a job.
Yeah.
And so it went one thing to another, and I left CN, and my brother-in-law and I decided, let's go out west.
Yeah.
New Brunswick is nice, it's beautiful. And I've been in all the American eastern states.
Wow.
Oh yeah, well it's right there. You just cross the
there's
border
yeah.
at Woodstock and you're in Maine. And if you went to Maine, you went to Presque Isle and all those places. And this took me a long ways when I was young.
You hitchhike.
Baby, that's got good wheels on it. And yeah, I'd hitchhike, sleep in wherever I could find. If it was an old barn or an old falling down building and it was raining, that's where I slept that night. Or a hay bale, and great big hay bales,
Yeah.
just tunnel into them. They're warm. I
Oh
know.
wow. Like,
I
you're
lived
you're a
in
trooper.
Well, it just was done.
Yeah.
And I just eventually went back to, see, I was born in Joggins, Nova Scotia. Then I was in New Brunswick.
No.
Joggins, Nova Scotia now is a little mining town, but now it's like that one out of Quesnel, that little ghost town.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. They just made it a place for tourists to go in and see how the coal miners lived and
Yeah.
their, whatchamacallit, all the stuff they had. And now it's a tourist place.
Yeah.
But it's just a little town. There's nothing there. There was nothing there then. And I just moseyed around, and my brother-in-law said, why don't we go out west?
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds good. West to me was you left the city limits.
Yeah.
That was west. 4 days later of driving 24 hours a day, we ended up in Terrace. And
Terrace,
in
yeah.
Terrace, I took an apprenticeship for a printer. Printing, actually,
Printing
running.
all the presses and things like that.
Yeah,
right?
making up the newspaper, and then running it off the big machine that did it, and printed it, and it would come out in the end, and there was a newspaper, gathered, folded, the whole ball of wax.
Yeah.
And if they needed somebody to take a picture, because I was into photography, they'd say, go get a picture of this, and most of the time, there was a dead body there.
Yeah. Yeah. So you were into photography.
I was into photography.
Talk
quite
about that.
heavy.
How did you get in there?
I got in there because I'd got a cheap Brownie camera. I don't know if you're familiar with the old Brownie camera.
Is it those ones that you
No, it was just click and
turn?
The
Yeah,
top.
yeah.
and you take pictures with that, and then you'd send them someplace to get a drugstore usually would send them away and to get back photographs.
Yeah.
And
What got you photographing?
while photographing, I had the guy who was developing the film.
Yeah.
But it was black and white only because it was a newspaper.
Yeah.
We didn't print color, and I just would go in there, develop the film. Then I'd take lay the negative when they draw on a piece of paper so that we could get an image, and I'd take that sheet with all those pictures that I took and give them to the editor. The editor would pick the one she wanted us to blow up and put on the front page or in the back page or whatever, and I did that as well as running a printing press, and we had an old Chief press that was older than sin. My gosh, that was an old machine, but it was an antique machine too, so I loved it. And from there to Prince Rupert, I spent, gosh, 10 years there easy. But I was a journeyman then. And the price we had was a Goss Metropolitan, which doesn't mean nothing to you, but there were units. 2 heads were here, then there'd be a space, and there was a shaft that there was 4 things to make an 8 or 10 page paper. So this one we'd be printing 2, this one would be another 2, and another 2, but they were all different pages. And I learned to do that.
And then you would bring it all together, right?
It would do it by, when it came off the end,
Yeah.
it was folded, it was printed, it was everything. All you had to do was pick up how many had to go to this store and that store. Excuse me, I got a bit of a cough here. But yeah, that's how it worked. And then I got into, and also when I was younger, I used to help a shoe repair guy down there in New Brunswick, and I
Yeah.
was about 14, maybe,
Yeah.
that neighborhood. And I did it for a couple of years after school.
Yeah.
And then we moved out west here, and got back into the newspaper business. But I also had the knowledge, just rudimentary.
Yeah.
You know, nail a heel on, or sew this where it's come unstitched on the top and whatever. I got taught that. But then I got a job with Rupert, and then from Rupert I went back to Terrace. From Terrace I came down here, and I got a job doing repairs, and with Steve. That my business is called
Steve. Yeah, I was wondering. I thought you were Steve.
No, he was not a shoe repair guy.
Yeah.
The level of his knowledge was just, my God, he just knew everything there was to know. But he was Hungarian. He could not speak English very well. So we had a lot of arguments of screaming back and forth. He was trying to communicate to me. I was trying to understand what he meant. I was trying, and then he'd just go like that. And so I'd shut up, because he would hit me. No, I thought he would. He never did. But I thought, he's going to clout me in the head.
Were you guys business partner, or you were working for him at that
No, I was just working for him. So,
you come to work, you get paid and beaten up.
so anyway, I worked there with him for about 8 years.
Yeah.
But I watched his hands.
Yeah.
Don't watch the machine. Watch the guy who's running the machine's hands.
Yeah.
I learned that a long time ago.
Yeah.
If he pushes this lever on a machine and something happens over here, you know what that lever's for, and all of them. So that's how I learned that, is by watching Steve. He'd take the picture that the guy bring in, just a picture out of a magazine of a pair of shoes, and he'd draw the pattern out. I would cut the pattern out of paper, and then he would cut the leather out around that square or whatever that goes over the toe, the box, and that's how he made the shoe. Then after he sewed them all together, and then learned how to sew them, and you had to, with Steve, it had to be right. So one day he asked me to put a zipper in the purse. I put glue on the purse lip and along the zipper, or, you know. And he came around the corner and he saw that, and then screaming started again. Why you do that? Don't put glue. What do you mean you don't put glue? How are you going to hold it? Hold it there with your fingers. That's where I first put these together. Doink.
You sew your fingers together?
Yeah, he did. Oh yeah. I'm not brilliant.
How did you sew your fingers together?
The needle that goes up and down, stick it under there, and then start the machine. But it was a treadle machine. You know, you'd pump it back and forth, the old-fashioned ones, and two stitches. Oh, Steve, come give me a hand here. He had bring 2 fingers. So he did, and he looked at it. Yeah. So he took out a knife, because that's what we use. It's a razor sharp. So he just pulled my fingers apart a bit and cut it, and then pulled the thread out. And then another time, got my finger again and I pulled it really quick away. We do it for pain. Broke the needle in my finger. About that much. And I went to the doctor. I tried to use an awl and just keep doing that. So it wasn't coming, so I went to see the doctor, and he says, he went like, you know, he tests your finger. You don't feel any pain? Nope, not a bit. You can't have nothing in there then. That would be excruciating. It would really hurt. Well, I said, it does not hurt. I got a high tolerance to pain. That's when I discovered that. So he took X-ray, so I went in to see him. A couple of days later, X-ray came in. He had it up on the window. Oh, I see you got a piece of metal in your finger.
Yeah.
You could see through the eye of the needle. I said, well, why don't you just take it, just go in there and just, I tried it, it wouldn't work. He said, no, I'm gonna send you to the hospital and get the guys there. So the guy looked at it, and I told him it went in like this.
Yeah.
He made the cut like this.
Yeah.
So then he grabbed the hold of the needle, and that skin stretched out about that much, and pop, it let go. Why didn't he cut straight down, go flick?
Yeah.
The guy was a bit inexperienced, I think.
Yeah. That's a long leg. Would you cut
Yeah, well, pull the skin way out before the...
Yeah.
So that was one of my episodes of being stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've made a lot of them. I know them all.
What are some other stuff that happened?
Oh, God, so much that I don't know. Starting some things I can't talk about. Don't want to talk about. But anyway, in the end, I got working steady with Steve.
Yeah.
He had 3 sons. They were loggers.
Yeah.
They had sawdust in their blood.
Yeah.
They couldn't leave logging. They just couldn't. They tried, they did so many times. And finally he says, then they don't want to work here with their daddy.
Yeah.
I said, well,
How old were you at that time?
oh gosh, that's 50 years ago. That would be 64. I don't have a clue.
Okay. Were you young, right?
I'm young.
Oh, you were
yeah.
younger than Steve.
Oh my gosh, Steve was a senior.
Okay, because I'm trying to see the whole.
He learned it, Steve learned that business in Hungary.
Yeah.
He made footwear for Tito, the dictator. Can't make mistakes with the dictator.
That's what
Because you may pay the price. And that price could be the end of your life.
Yeah.
Look what's happening in Russia. They don't like you and you're going to vote against Putin, we'll say. You'll have a heart attack.
So what happened with Steve?
Well, eventually he got old enough that he wanted to get out of the business and go back to Hungary and Belgium.
And then how long you were working there at that time? Until
Oh, I've been there 10, 15 years.
15 years you were there.
I love the job. I love what I do. Give me a sheet of wood and ask me to make you a box.
Yeah.
You bring a lot of wood. I cannot work with wood. Give me a piece of leather.
Yeah.
I'll make you whatever the heck you want. That's one thing I've got. We've all got a talent.
Yeah.
I got God-given hands for leather. Yours may be wood, or you may be a baker.
Yeah.
Don't know, what are you fit? You would have to know what you are better at than anybody around you.
So when you first started with him, is that when you knew you wanted to
But
do
I
this?
did have experience.
Okay.
God brought it with me because I did it in the East Coast.
Yeah.
But what I did was basically trivial stuff. What I've learned from Steve was soon as you cross that door, you're working.
Yeah.
There's none of this sweeping the floor like they do today. You work and keep the place clean, and it goes on and on and on. Put him to work the minute he walks through the door.
Yeah.
He starts. He's got to learn sometime.
Yeah.
Might as well start now.
Yeah.
And Steve thought I was that way, but I told him that I can do it. So he gave me a little job to do. I did it. Yeah, that's good. But getting back to the purse that I put glue on, that was something I never did twice. Oh, he went crazy. Made me clean off the glue off the purse, took a zipper, put it in the garbage, got a new zipper. I show you, one time, only one time. So I watched his fingers like crazy. And then, now you do.
What did he do? He didn't put glue. What did he put on it though?
Nothing. You just hold it and watch and sew, sewing straight. You can't go like this. That don't work. So that's what I did. I sewed it for him. He's that kind of. I thought he was going to kill me. Honest God, I did, and he just wasn't. He accepted it.
Yeah.
you do more.
Yeah.
Then I got shoes, and I got boots, and I got purses, and that needed to be stitched up. The thread let go, it got rotten, or something of that nature. And I'd watch him when he made the footwear, from the pattern on to the finished product. And I learned how to do it by watching his hands. And he'd get me to start doing small things on the construction of the footwear.
Yeah.
And that's how I picked it up, a little at a time, a little at a time. He was a good teacher.
Yeah.
He was a talented, he's a, what do you call a guy that's better than the best? That was-
Genius. Say genius, right?
well, genius would cover it.
Elite. It would be elite, like
Oh,
elite.
he had it. He had that all covered up. A guy would come in that is, would make shoes, and he'd watch him. He would just shake his head. That's not going to work. You watch.
Yeah.
And by gosh, when he was finished, that was a nice pair of footwear. But he didn't use a second grade material.
Yeah.
If he was like most shoes today, canvas lining
Yeah.
above your foot.
What do you mean?
Well, inside your shoe, there's a canvas lining.
Of the shoe.
Inside the shoe. It's like a sock inside your shoe.
Yeah.
And you got to make a pattern. You got to cut enough canvas out to make a kind of a slike thing, and then you'd sew it to the shoe. And when you brought the first thing you brought the canvas up and glued it down and kept it.
Yeah.
Now that's covered. It's a wooden foot. Don't know if I brought one.
Oh, wow.
Something like this. This is for stretching a shoe too. It's got to be in that slot or it ain't gonna work there. If somebody comes in a shoe that's too tight,
Yeah.
well, this would be
I
closed.
remember this when I was a kid. My grandfather had a ton
Yes.
in all of his
everybody
shoes.
does. Yes, yeah. And you get the leather wet
Yeah.
as you
Why
turn.
do you have to make the leather wet?
It stretches much better. If you dry leather, you break the fibers. Leather's just fibers.
Yeah.
And they break, then they're eventually going to crack.
Yeah.
And you'll have a hole in the top of your shoe, not the bottom.
Yeah.
So if it was, you get it wet and then you start turning this, it just gets wider and wider and wider and wider. Then you get what you think is what he wants, because you don't know.
Yeah.
It's usually right across the top of your step. That's where I get the most. But as it comes out all the way, it'll stretch you out from what you've seen when it was closed. And the farther you go, the wider it gets. And you just leave it sit 24 hours.
That's all you need, 24 hours?
That's enough. Usually I do them before I go home at night, and through the night, the leather, because you don't sew, so that's really wet or it's dripping.
Yeah.
I got a spray bottle, an old Windex bottle.
Yeah.
I get the leather wet, get damp, and then it just pushes. Once that dries, the leather stays put, it dries.
So it doesn't shrink.
It does, you cannot shrink it.
What if it gets moist again?
It'll just stay the way it was with your foot in it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, your shoes don't shrink, leather will shrink.
Yeah.
Well, leather will if it's what they call raw hide,
Okay, what is that?
which means you take the skin off the cow
Yeah.
or horse or whatever,
Yeah.
and you take all the hair off it.
Yeah.
Well, that's easy to do. You take a rock and you put it in the skin,
Yeah.
and you tie a knot on it, the rope, and tie it to a tree and throw it in a creek. And through the couple of days, the hair will all fall off.
Yeah.
And it goes down rivers. That's what they call the slipping.
Yeah.
And then you can stretch it out and make rawhide.
Yeah.
Or you can, in the hair part of it, you can use chemicals to
Yeah.
make it just like this, just soft. Or you can make it hard. You can get chemicals in it and make the leather hard, which means the leather is tempered.
Yeah.
You buy a new pair of shoes and they're not soft.
No.
They're tempered.
Oh, wow.
But that will change. as you bend it and you sweat in it, your warm sweat, the rain outside, the leather starts to get like this. All of a sudden, it's nice and soft, and it's a good pair of shoes. Unless it's a cheap pair of shoes, mostly synthetics.
Yeah.
And that's how you get it.
The synthetic, are we talking about this plastic kind of
Yes.
thing that they came out with?
They got what they've done now instead of just plastic.
Yeah.
They've got a canvas boot there and spray plastic on top.
On top of the canvas.
It's less than a minimal. Oh, it's very thin.
Yeah.
It cracks, it
I was just gonna
splits,
say that.
and then it starts to roll up.
Yeah.
And it's just not a well-made shoe.
When I was in Nova Scotia, I bought a lot of that because I couldn't, because it was so wet, right? I didn't want to buy some leather boots, and, destroy them. So I bought these
Yeah.
cheap shoes. But every 3 months, it cracked. There was a hole in it. It was crazy. And I was like, oh, this material.
I
horrible.
prefer leather, and sometimes I like that weave that is kind of elastic style.
Yeah.
I like those because then they stretch fairly fast and they stay.
How do they make them like that? I have a couple of shoes like this, this stretch, but it's leather.
It's leather.
Yeah.
No, on the imitation leather.
No. There's real leather that are very
How
thin,
it does
thin.
how it's tan.
Yeah.
How you tan it is what you're going to get in the end.
Yeah.
It's a sheet of leather that may be 15 feet wide,
Yeah.
or 15 feet. And what you do is you get what you want and you use it. But the leather itself, if you get it wet and you stretch it out and leave it there till it's dry, it will stay stretched out. It won't go back.
Yeah.
If you take that skin that you put in the creek for the hair to fall out, then you peg on the ground, put some pegs on it and stretch it out, and just leave it in the sun.
Yeah.
And then when you pick it up, it's hard like, not plywood, but it's a firm leather. But the only problem with that is, you get it wet, it'll get off like a rag.
Oh.
Because it's raw hide.
Yeah.
That's why people say rawhide. They just hear the word rawhide, but it's 2 words, raw hide.
Yeah.
It's not been tanned. All it's been has been treated so that it won't rot.
What do they put in it to make it not rot?
Put nothing on it. You just put it in the water, let the hair all fall out. But you gotta, before you put it in the water, you gotta scrape all the flesh off it.
Yeah.
You put it on a big square rack, and you get something that's metal, maybe square, and it's not an ordeal. It's a lot of work involved.
Yeah.
The First Nations, they want moose hide
Yeah.
because they make moccasins and mucklucks and different things out of it. Well, they use to treat it so that it won't rot, because it will rot. When my son was in northern Russia, what's that, tundra area, he was there for 3 summers.
Yeah.
And that's how they did all they would tan, but cure it, the skin. But after a while, you wear it. Oh God, it stinks. It starts to rot. They didn't treat it. They just wore it. After it dried, it was good. But
So you could get all kind of diseases from that, I guess, right? If you have very rot.
he brought me back a pair when he came back to Canada one fall, and he brought me a pair. There was reindeer hair outside, reindeer hair inside. Well, you sweated in that. But all they did is they made rawhide without taking the hair off it. Just scrape all the stuff off the inside, nail it down, and what the First Nations do is they use brains.
Yeah. Brains.
What's in here?
Oh.
The one we don't use.
Yeah. I thought it's some kind of product. Okay.
No, we don't use that one up here. I don't know what the other one is. Well, I do, but no. So, leave that one alone. Anyway, that's what they did. They just rub it in. Rub it in.
Yeah.
If they shoot a moose, they keep the brain.
Yeah.
So they keep storing that until they need it to do a skin.
Yeah.
But they've also taken the hair off of it.
Yeah. Why the brain?
To make moccasins and mucklucks.
No, what is about the brain that doesn't make it rot?
It's there's something in there. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
but it cures the leather. It will not rot. You can wear that for 20 years and it still will not rot. And it does not smell.
Oh.
It's a tanning way.
Yeah.
But you can tan leather, oh gosh, you name the chemical, you can use it for tanning. 100 ways to tan.
Yeah.
Today, they just use a chemical, run through real quick, can get all done fast and sell it. But it's poor quality leather.
Yeah.
We used to be able to get one that was iron, was it iron? It's a chemical anyway that you no longer can use for tanning leather. But, oh, it made strong leather.
Oh, why they stopped it? Is it too
It stopped it from
toxic or?
well, yeah, it was toxic. Created cancer.
Oh my God.
Do you ever see them? There was a movie on it. I forget, but anyway, this big company was using it for doing something with metal. I don't know what, and the little town that was in, everybody had cancer. It was too much. It was the government or the scientists, when they find a guy's got cancer here, well, he's got cancer, go to the doctor. But when you have a whole community
Yeah.
and the cancer ratio is insane, something is causing this.
Yeah.
And it was that chemical. So they shut the mill down and they sued them, and everybody got millions of dollars.
Well, they got cancer. It's no point. Right?
But they had cancer. Yeah,
It's like-
their children had cancer. Their babies.
Oh my God, that is
They're born
horrible.
with cancer. Yeah. And so what?
You're rich. What are you gonna?
You're rich, but you're dead pretty quick.
God.
So what they did is they did that, and
No.
after that you can't get leather. I've got a whole bunch of that leather at the shop.
No.
But I use it for just for specific purposes because it's strong.
No.
And I use it for this and for that, and
Yeah.
making a strap.
Yeah.
Because you don't want, see, leather will stretch a lot if it's just tanned and spray painted the color on it. The leather I want leather where they soaked
Yeah.
the hide in the dye, so it went run through. If you had a cut here, you'll see it, because it's the same color at the bottom as it is at the top. But the others like this varnish that's on here, it's only on the surface. Don't kid yourself. Well, you can see here. There's the, and that's how they do with leather. They do this.
Is it cheaper?
Fast and cheap, but you pay for the good. That's what gets me. I got about $5,000 worth of leather,
Yeah. Yeah.
because every time there's one fellow that goes to a tannery, and he buys somebody big order in for, we'll say, 1,000 pair of shoes. So he needs he wants a particular color.
Yeah.
He gets the tannery sample, and they've got a machine that, nope, you got it. It reads the color,
Yeah.
and it's not the same color as we put in
Yeah.
as a sample.
Yeah.
And that's how they do it. They get for the color,
Yeah.
but it's only on the surface. It's going to come off, and then what you're going to see is that.
So most of the letters today, they're like
A
that.
hell of a lot of leather shoes are today. A good pair of shoes, that leather should have been dunked in a vat of that color. It goes right on through.
Yeah.
It's the same color here as it is here. But what you do is, what they're doing now is they just take this, like this tabletop, and just spray paint it whatever color they want. But look at the back. The back is not the same color. It's the color of tanned leather.
Make me want to. Anyway, I'm gonna go and check my all my shoes.
Well, the other shoes, look at the inside of the tongue. Tongues
Yep.
usually, sometimes a fool, they don't think of that.
Yeah.
So I just lift the tongue up. Oh yeah. Or else it'll say on the side, somewhere near the heel, on the side of it, genuine leather. They cannot do that unless they want to go to court. The people who are in the Leather Council, and there is one. All guys, and it's private. Government's got nothing to say on it. It's got to be leather. If it's plastic and it says leather, you are liable for a lawsuit, and you will get one. They'll chase all the way to wherever.
What is the difference between the synthetic, the benefits, and then the leather? Like, I know that the leather
The comfort over here and the life. There's no comfort, there's no life. It's not going to last long, and you're going to sweat, and it's going to be hot, and it's just not going to be comfortable. Then you get the weave, which I've got on. It's like that one there. It's just a weave. But I've got a 5.5 foot. They don't make it. They used to make 6s, which I used to wear.
What is your foot size?
5.5.
You're 5.5.
I've got children's shoes. Feet. Look how tall I am. You know, my feet are in correlation to the size of my height and my body, whatever. Your feet are, for your size, are probably a 9, an 8, 10. There you are. It's equal. I mean, if you had a foot this long, you'd have to back up to a door to knock on it.
Yeah, my mom's brother, he's huge. I mean, the whole family side. I think he's like at 13. He cannot find shoes anywhere. It's like his foot is like his foot.
The biggest one I've had in is 14.
Yeah.
And one of the basketball players has a foot. I seen pictures of it. It's about this long.
Oh my God.
He has to get made. You gotta get them made because you can't buy them.
Yeah.
They're 13, 14, 15. They're way up there, almost at 23. But this basketball player he's retired now, but he was top notch. Well, nobody could get by his feet. Get the hold of the ball. Move your feet, please.
Let's talk about your workplace. So you work with him for a while, and then just move forward. What happened? Like,
Well, Steve, he eventually retired, and I got off him. His sons weren't interested. They don't want nothing to do with it.
Talk about because it's very interesting from you that you work for him, and then what happened? Did he came to you and give you the idea? Or?
I approached him for a job. And, he was alone, and he says, he asked me a few questions in his broken English, and I told him I can do it. Well, he gave me a pair of lady shoes, changed the heel. The rubber on the bottom of the lady's heel. So, very simple. Just, just get that out of our way. Just use this. Grab the rubber, pull off, guard it. Then get another one the same size, or make one out of a sheet of leather rubber, and glue it, and then nail it on. Put it on the sander, and then you got a wheel with teeth, and you just go right around, and it just cleans it off, and you've got a pair of shoes with new wheels. It's simple.
You saw that, and you did that in front of him.
I do that all the time. I do hundreds, and I've done a lot.
So when you did that in front of him, that's when he hired you?
He tested me. Rather than me wasting his time, and that's the tool I use. Now, when you get into nailing it on, it's got a unique little tool.
Maybe you should just hold him up.
Yeah. Then you nail on, but you need this hammer. What do you see different in this hammer?
He has a flat. The flat is flat, and there's a curvature.
There you go. What happens when you swing it? It comes down flat.
Yeah.
All the time comes down flat.
Yeah.
You take a carpenter's hammer.
Yeah.
He's driving the nail straight.
Yeah.
So he just goes like that, but the head is different shape, and it comes in a couple of sizes. And the thing is that's nice about that. If your thumb's in the way, you're going to move it pretty darn quick. I haven't a couple of times. Pooch. I wanted to throw it so hard that it'd go right through the front door window. But yeah, it's designed for to come down. It doesn't come down at an angle, it comes down flat because of the curve. Whoever designed that knew what he was doing. After that, I got a job, and it was going to be part-time, and I thought, well, fine, I went in, so I took.
Yeah.
And the more I stayed, the more I learned, the more I could do.
Yeah, yeah.
Then he could take a day off.
Oh wow, you got to that point.
Oh, well, yeah, because I'd go to work and he wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
He'd tell me I won't be in tomorrow.
Yeah.
Give the key, and I'd go to work and do all the jobs that I could do.
Yeah.
What I couldn't do,
Yeah.
I would try sometimes and split up royally, or it came out okay.
Yeah.
You got to gamble
Yeah.
in life. Now, with
Did he get mad when you screwed it up?
No, he didn't, because he was the guy that left me alone. Well, that's the price you gotta pay. You either do some work or forget it. And of course, you need a screwdriver to pry off the heel. You get under the heel and just pry up, and like men's shoes. And you need a pair of these. If you bend a nail or something, you can always grab it, dig in and grab it, or something. And these, when they're new, it says on the pack, will sever fingers. We'll cut your finger off.
This.
This, we'll cut your finger right off when it's new. That one isn't new, that's why I brought it. Didn't want you to hurt yourself. Cut your fingers, stuff like that.
Put the bag on the other side of the table? Or
Like this?
on this side?
Okay, let's do it.
See, here's another one of this nature here. But this one is sharp at the bite end of it. You grab a nail, it's coming out. Or if you cut a nail, you can use that too.
So he does that.
Yeah, this one won't cut.
This looks like almost like dentist tools.
I suspect that's what they use.
This looks like in the movies like
Yeah.
Just cover that a little bit.
And then if you're
hardcore.
Yeah.
You know, let's just take all this stuff out and then let's just take it because of the logo. We don't have the right to the. Is it gone, Jeff? Is it right? Is it something
yeah,
else?
just throw it down there on the floor or whatever. I don't care.
No, we don't.
Oh, the two.
Oh, crap.
Now this is the big one of these two. And what the reason is for this one is for taking heels off work boots and whatever.
No.
They're about this thick, and the nails go through then to the plastic at the base. But this actually is a farrier tool. A man who fixes horses' feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's huge. Like
But it's a farrier's tool. And I picked it up at a second-hand store. When I saw it, I thought, gosh, for taking off work boots, that would be just the answer. See, I grab it, I can't do it, but I can always go. See, I've got I can take that much opening, where that one I can't, and I can that one. So you do that, work boots.
yeah.
And there's a tool here that you can buy less than $100. Except for that one there, Princess Auto.
Because it's high quality. This is probably
That
premium.
is over
premium
100. That's over $100. Put this one in. I got heartburn.
I can tell you after what we want to do with this one.
And these come in this long for a baby or child,
Yeah.
all the way up to much longer than this, way up to here.
How much is this?
Those are actually, they're not that expensive. They're only about $50.
That's why you offer me this one, eh?
Yeah, but you can only buy two. It's $1.
Yeah.
They're $50 each.
Oh, it's almost the same price as
Well,
this one.
some guys only buy one and they do one and the other. I buy them in pairs. That way I do a pair at a time.
And it's
pair at a time.
faster, right? Oh wow,
Yeah,
this
oh,
is
yeah,
made,
oh,
it's
yeah.
made in USA. It's not made other
Yeah,
countries.
that's what I like about
Oh
it.
wow.
There's a lot now coming offshore, and they're crap.
Made in USA? The whole USA.
The good
They don't
ones.
make them there anymore, I guess, right? I mean, you could.
Yeah.
Oh, this
Oh,
one's
yeah. Carriers can buy this still.
made in USA. Is this one made in USA too?
I think so, but I think I don't think ban. It wouldn't be around anymore. But it must say that somewhere.
You know, it's probably just full of glue. I cannot see.
It is some glue used. New York.
So it's made in USA.
Yeah, it's made in USA. You see it down on this part here.
Okay, so then he left you alone for a while. So now he trusted
Yeah.
you so much, right?
That he left me alone, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't see why not.
Yeah.
He taught me what he taught me. He taught me right.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't right, he made me begin till I got it right.
Wow.
Because his sons did not want to come back into
Yeah.
that shop. They wanted to be in the bush.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told them a lot of times, you know, logging is going to come to an end.
Yeah.
It'll never happen. We're going to cut all these trees. There's no way it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Look now,
Yeah.
it happened.
Even in, I think in Nova Scotia, we were driving, and everything was full of trees. But then everybody told me there's only the trees are like this. Everything behind was empty.
That's
so you
right.
think you're looking at this beautiful
Like
place, but there's no tree.
It's like that here.
Are you serious?
You get in a plane over Prince George. Look out the window. You'll see a lot of the roads is nice, beautiful green.
Yeah.
But over there it's bald.
Yeah.
And then the places around here when we were out hunting,
Yeah.
you couldn't see the end where there was a tree standing. No tree standing at all.
It's terrible.
They just, well, the guys got to make a living. But what happened with them, evolution knocked them out of work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's a machine that grabs the tree,
Yeah. Yeah.
cuts
Cuts
the
it
bottom,
up,
lays it down, and is done. And the guy, they took 10 power hours to he's doing in one day. Evolution of,
You have AI coming for everyone's job.
yeah.
In 5 years, most of the jobs, that are not really, all the tech jobs are going to be gone.
Oh, yes.
All of them.
It's
Anything digital is going to be gone. Even some of the physical jobs, they're getting replaced by
machines.
machines, right?
Yeah.
I was watching some videos on Russia. Yeah. They have these vending machines, right? You pay, and the vending machine makes you the pizza right there. It brings the dough. It brings it. I was coming I'm like, oh my god! Like all of them were like that. There was somebody who wanted a pancake cheese. You put it in, the machine poured the egg, and you start cooking it inside, and it came out perfect.
Yeah.
Right? Like everything's gonna replace now, right? So it's
That
just,
would have taken hours and
Yeah.
a man that much time.
Yeah, you gotta knead the dough, all that stuff, right? So what happened slowly? So then you slowly see the good, and then how did you approach it?
And then I just did what had done. I used to work on the ladies' shoes,
Yeah.
all the sewing
Yeah.
on that machine. It's an old 1940s machine.
Yeah.
Works like a hot darn. But I oil everything before I operate it. If we say 2 days ago I used it,
Yeah.
but I didn't use it then, a drop of oil every hole. Keep doing that. I don't replace any that way.
Well,
And it's expensive.
so he left you alone for a while.
And he
then,
found
like-
I could do it.
Okay, so how did you take over the business?
Well, he decided.
How did you approach? I want to know the approach. Like, did you go into the office one
yeah.
day? He was sitting like,
No, well, in a way, yeah. He asked his sons. They were there one night, and we were all having beer after we locked the door.
so he would bring you. You would hang out at this stage.
Oh, Arian, yeah, they drink occasionally. After 5, I mean. Oh God. Anyway,
So basically, you became part of his family, right?
well, pretty well. Yeah. So he asked them, "Do you guys want to take over?" I wouldn't come near this for all the money in the world. I don't want to do this. I shot a skidder. I've got this. I've got that. So he never did.
Yeah,
None of them.
yeah,
Pete, Ed, Danny,
yeah,
they wouldn't go near it.
yeah.
Until one day they found out that there was a bigger, better machine. the feller buncher and the processor. Goes up, way up, and grabs it. And then down at the bottom, the stump is only about this high off the ground.
Yeah.
Where logger will have it that high.
Yeah.
And so he just they cut it down, and then another guy comes in with a machine, he grabs that log at the bottom, and it goes straight up, and branches are flying everywhere. It's a limber. Just don't be near that machine when it's operating, because you're going to get stabbed with a spruce or something. But they found out that there was no need for the skidder, because the trucks they put the logs by the side of the road. The truck would come up, grab the whole bunch, and put it on another truck.
Yeah. So that night, you guys, what happened then?
Oh, we discussed it and discussed it and discussed it, and I got thinking after a couple of days later, and I asked them, if they don't want it, you want to quit, would you sell it to me? Yeah, good idea. How much do you think it's worth? I said, I don't know. So we went to, got their, every year you got to put a set of books up and what you made and taxes and whatnot. I said, let's go up to the accountant. You pick the accountant, and she'll tell me what it's worth. She'll tell you. Oh, yeah. So we went there, and he said, too much, too much. What do you mean it's too much? That's too much.
The accountant.
Yeah, well, he thought that I was being screwed.
Oh, he took being screwed.
Yeah, not him. I wasn't screwing him. It's too much. You give me this, and I sell it for you. Okay. Sure, because I know the boys might get mad. Don't worry, they're my sons. They don't get mad. Yeah, all right. So he went out and
how much did the accountant say?
$5,000.
The whole place.
Yeah, but it was all old machinery.
Yeah. So the accountant said $5,000.
Yep.
How much did he give it? Sell it to you?
I gave it for $5,000.
Oh, okay. So it was
That's
$5,000.
what they counted at it, and he said, "What you're making," because he was charging nothing.
Yeah.
What should have been $30, do a job, just to fix a shoe. $15. You were giving it away. It's his business. I wasn't going to tell him. I did hint every now and again. You could charge a lot more.
So you bought the business for $5,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That's how I started my first business, cold leather, which was the same thing. Just it wasn't him and me. It was me. And one day we were talking at the beer parlor, me and him and his sons. You know, if we took both of them, amalgamated them as one, we'd have all the staff we need, and then we could get into hand-making footwear and put them on the shelf and sell them. And that's what we did.
So you had another business already while you were working for him, or?
No, I just shut that down, and we just amalgamated Jericho Leather with Steve and Sons, or Steve's share. So we just called it Steve and Sons Company Limited.
So when you, so you worked for him, but you had your other business also? Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No, I shut that down.
Okay.
But I had
You shut that down to work for him. Is that?
to work. We were together because we were all, the three of us were owners.
Okay.
And we just went on with that. It worked out quite well, really, because Steve could make shoes, Pete could make shoes. I could, but I ended up in the repair end of it, of the building, where we were by the Prince George Hotel. And I was doing that, looking after the counter, and making the deposits and everything. And in the end, Pete, no, what happened there is when evolution in the forest industry happened. Nobody was buying logging boots. $250,000 worth of boots on the shelf. Couldn't give them away. And one day I looked at it, and Danny was taking shoes on, putting them on the shelf. And I said, what? Why are we making more shoes, boots? Well, we got to have stock. Yeah, but nobody's buying it.
Yeah.
Look at the shelf.
Yeah. Yeah.
In, I counted them, and I priced them out at the cost.
Yeah.
We got over $250,000 there.
Yeah.
We had to give them away about a cost. Pete went back to the bush. That's where he wanted to be.
Yeah.
And Steve and I were left alone. And eventually, that happened. That they didn't want nothing to do with the business.
Yeah.
So ended up with me and Steve. And Steve one day said he wanted to, after 65, get his Canada pension and go to Hungary and Belgium,
Yeah.
go to his old childhood memories
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
So I have a question. So you bought the business, right?
Yes.
Where did the son come in? Did you
They
s-
didn't. They left. They went into the bush.
And then after they came back, long time after. right?
After a long time, they came back and
Yeah, yeah.
looking for a job,
And they came.
and didn't have one
Right.
because I was all by myself. I was at that point.
Yeah.
Other guys from down south will
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, got a shoe repair down south.
Yeah.
3 men working for me.
Yeah.
And they look at my show. But where's the other guys that you do the 150 you got here?
Yeah.
And that's what I've got on the show.
Yeah.
Repaired all the
Yeah.
time. There's no way one man can do much in a week. Day a week. I'll show you. Yeah. And that's what I did, talk to him enough that he believed me.
Yeah.
Well, he had to because there was nobody else there but me and him.
Yeah.
And they kind of realized I'm just taking easy street here and I'm getting screwed. So the left, I kept right on making, just saying,
Yeah.
making, there's no money in it
Yeah.
because you've got to charge so much. That's three days
Yeah.
of non-stop
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
on a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
What do you want to charge, $15? No, he's talking 800 to 1,000
Wow.
to get it custom made to his feet because all the feet are different.
Yeah. Yeah.
People come in with a bunion that sticks out about this far and he's got a problem getting it where
Yeah.
I can stretch it out. These holes here are not decoration. There's a thing you can put in there called a button and it's like this and it's got a little on it. You
Yeah.
just pop it in the hole and as you start doing this, it pushes the leather out. And when it dries overnight and you pull this out, his bunion, he's got a hat. I call it a hat, but he's got a covering.
Yeah.
That's the shoe goes out this,
Yeah. Yeah.
but when you put that on it,
Yeah.
it fits in there. No more pain.
It's crazy. I'm asking about the business. So you bought the business from the gentleman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's the business you had, right? So you expanded. How did you expand the business? Talk about that a little bit.
Didn't expand it. I downsized.
You downside.
Yeah, I had a building that had 6 men working in the back making footwear
So
just to sell.
So his business. He also was making shoes and selling also.
Yeah, but when it got to the point
Yeah.
where you couldn't sell a shoe, a logging shoe,
Oh, okay,
it's
I
a boot.
understand that. I was trying to figure out like how did the business became so big. So the business was big, and they downsized it.
I
That's
downsized it
what-
to
Yeah.
just repairs.
Yeah.
I only fix them.
Yeah.
People say, well, what do you fix here? If it's on foot, I
Yeah.
fix it.
So was there when you downside, what happened? Did you start making more money, or you started making less money?
We also moved
Yeah.
to a place that I'm paying $700 a month rent,
Yeah.
where the others I was paying $2,500.
Oh.
A couple out of Vancouver.
Yeah.
And when they wanted to tear down the Prince George Hotel and put up that big government building,
Yeah.
or is it a university building? It's one or the other.
Yeah.
And I had to find a place to move.
Yeah.
So I was standing outside one morning, and it was a nice sunny morning, and the guy who owns the building I'm in, he was a lawyer. What the heck was his name? He passed away now. He said, well, what's going on? I said, well, I'm looking for a building. You know of an empty building? I building because I got to get out of here. They're tearing this down. I don't know about that. Yeah. See that building in the corner there?
Yeah.
It's only 500 square feet.
Yeah.
Would you be interested? Give me the key. I'll go look tonight. Well, by all means, you have this key. Oh, I went to look at it, and oh, I died and went and told me what the price was for rent.
Yeah.
And I thought, baby, I died and went to heaven for sure. Oh gosh, this guy, he's my savior. I'm moving. I would work shoe repair all day.
Yeah.
Then at night I have one of those big dollies that with wheels on it, and you put boxes and you wheel it all over, one at a time. So I got so I went home, and I just kept bringing box after box after box, and there was a rack already in the back of the store for storage, and I was putting them in the middle of the floor, and my son, the youngest one, what are you doing, Dad? Because he was helping me off and on. I said, I'm moving. Well, I know that, but you got the rack right there. You're going to pick those boxes up again and then stack them? I'm here already. Just go up to the thing and go, and they'll fall off, and until they're already there. It took youth. It took youth to teach me. And really, it was just, that's what I did. I filled the whole bottom shelf, just walk it up to it, and just tip it forward, the boxes that slide off. And I did every night, back and forth, back and forth. The RCMP would go by. Sometimes they'd come by, cup of coffee on an end of an arm could come out. So I'd go there, have a cup of coffee.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that was nice of them, really. You know, we've got a great police system in Prince George.
Yeah.
We just need a good court system. We don't have one.
Yeah.
But the police, they do their job.
Yeah.
But,
That is amazing. Like, I never heard stories like that before.
a lot of stories I could tell you on George Street.
Yeah.
But I don't think some people would be very upset. that always a society that's unique in a sense, but it's ugly. There's everybody down there that's on the streets got a weapon. Don't
Oh,
ever.
actually, I remember I came what days ago. I come to your place. Did you? I was hoping to finally get you on the show, and there was a gentleman that had asked, right? It was like
Yes,
so
he
that's
had
what
it.
you're talking about.
He had that sweater
Yeah.
with a big pocket here.
Yeah.
And he had a hat.
Hackett. Yeah, that was something. Yeah.
If you'd attacked him, he'd attacked you back. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, why would you attack them, right? So,
Well, that's the way I look at it. I theory is
point,
that you respect everybody.
yeah.
I don't care if he's in rags or he's in riches.
No.
I treat them both the same.
No.
I get loggers that come in, they look like they went through a
Yeah.
power or something. They're dirty and they're this. They just come in from work.
Yeah, I mean,
So you treat them with respect. You don't know who you're speaking.
Yeah.
I don't care who he is, what he looks like.
Yeah.
Treat him with respect.
Yeah.
Speak low.
Yeah.
You never have a problem.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem. Yeah.
The thing is, a lot of people sometimes they into situations that they didn't know.
They
But
put themselves into a situation.
yeah, and sometimes they come out of it and they become some of the best human beings that you've seen. I've seen so many people like they went through so much, but when they out, some of them they became some of the best humanitarian ever, right? So
They've had all the pain.
yeah,
And you found out you don't have to.
yeah, and sometimes those are the best people. Because when you through so much pain, and you come out of it, you don't want other people, right?
Yeah.
And then you can help because you have so much
I've met
experience.
a
right?
few of those that were into drugs.
Yeah.
They were into alcohol.
Yeah.
And you figure, there's a dead man. All of a sudden, years later,
Yeah.
he's there again.
Yeah.
Do you remember me? You know how many people I see in a day? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, what's your last name? I know your last name, but That's all I can tell.
Yeah.
I used to come in here all the time, drawn dirty and whatever.
Yeah.
And you know, my name is. You got it out of here. Hey, how come you're all cleaned up?
Yeah. Yeah.
I found out why I was not happy.
Yeah.
I was living that life,
Yeah.
and living that life, and all of a sudden, like me, I used to drink wine, wine, red wine would be great. Oh God,
Wine, please.
bring the whole bottle, case. What the heck? You know, one of those big ones that Kelowna makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, swamp water. And I was drinking it, and had an 8-ounce glass. I started off with just a little to watch news, and it grew on me. I mean, it grew fast. And I was sitting there, and I looking at both the bottle and glass, and thinking, tomorrow I'm going to wake hurting.
Yeah.
I'm going to have pain. I'm going to get be hungover and whatever. I think I'll quit.
Yeah.
Grabbed them both, went to the sink, and down they went.
Yeah.
Not
Never.
since.
Wow.
I wasn't an alcoholic,
Yeah.
but I know I was right road. Yeah, just
Yeah.
turn left here, and you're on the right road. Yes. And I didn't. After what I seen downtown, I thought, no, I don't think I want to join that club. It's crazy. That is crazy.
So talk about, so what happened through the business? So let's move forward a little bit. So you got married, when did you get married in this whole thing?
I've been married 52 years.
52 years. So you were married when you came here?
Yes, I was. I got married in Prince Rupert. Yeah.
How did you meet your spouse?
I worked at the Daily News. I was the foreman there, matter of fact, at the time.
Yeah.
And when I came downstairs, because the foreman's gone, myself and Charlie Betts, another fellow, I saw this woman in the corner. I'm going to marry that woman.
What's like that?
Honest to God.
What happened when you saw your heartbeat started beating?
It stopped.
No, are you,
It just, I don't know if it would explode or whatever, and I thought, that's the most beautiful woman I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, God, yeah. And so she was age.
Oh.
And I thought, well, now there's something to hurdle. Got to jump over that one. So, you know, I made friends with her, and we got quite friendly, and the guy she with, he was a nice guy, but then he didn't pay much attention to her.
Oh.
You know, but if he didn't have nothing better to do with his friends, she wasn't in the picture. So that didn't go too long once she got to know me, and nice guy that was.
French? Right, you're French, right?
Français, monsieur, oh mon Dieu. C'est la langue. Anyway, I started out, and we went out for 5 years.
Yeah. 5 years you went out with her.
Yeah, and she didn't have to get, you know, we got married, and within a year or so after that, we had our first child.
So you spent 5 years together to know each other, then you got married.
Well, yeah.
That's crazy. Nobody does that anymore, right? That's why you have so many failed marriages.
Oh, it's on the spot, but we won't get married, just live together.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, empty house.
Yeah.
Still.
Uh,
Find someone who means a lot to you,
yeah.
and stay with her,
Yeah.
and treat her right.
Yeah.
If you don't, you just won't have her. You're going to be sorry.
Yeah.
But that's the way it went. We still, you know, still am married.
She.
Plan on staying
Are you
married.
still in love with her?
Oh, yeah.
She the same way too.
Well, yeah.
So how did the whole thing like went? Like so you saw her, you started becoming friends with her. Then how did it?
And then it just grew.
Naturally, right?
Yeah, it will grow naturally if you find somebody, and you might find somebody you know, and she knows that if we together as husband and wife, it'll work.
Yeah.
Some do, and some it don't.
Yeah.
So I don't know what would happen. I don't even see another woman.
Yeah.
People say, "Whoa, look at that! Wow, cool." I will tell you something. I'll tell you after.
Yeah.
I'd love to get to know her better.
Yeah.
Better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, it just worked for us.
Yeah.
It just happened and worked, and sometimes just scald my hide for saying something or do something,
Yeah.
and I would do that to her, and still, we only stayed mad at each other for 15 minutes. That's the rule in my house.
Yeah.
If her and I,
Yeah.
have a get out,
Yeah.
it can only last for 15 minutes, and then we go out and do something, forget what the heck were we mad at. It's nothing there.
Yeah.
So I married, and I have a big greenhouse, I have a big garden,
Yeah.
and I can go in there so mad that I just want to rip everything apart. There 15 minutes, what was I mad at? It goes something I was mad at, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah.
So I have a point.
Yeah.
My point is, with her, it's go visit a friend. Me, it's I go into the greenhouse.
Yeah.
And it just takes my problems, whatever they were,
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So, but no, it's been good. It's been good. Because I got the right person.
Yeah.
So, what the hell?
That's very difficult to find sometimes, the right person, right? So,
No.
especially with everybody's expectations now, right?
But just, I had taken girls out before that.
Yeah.
But it was nice to take them out.
Yeah.
We'd go to a party or whatever. But when I saw her, the world stopped for me.
Wow.
Almost, really.
Yeah.
I love that woman. A beautiful thing. Me, in my eyes,
Yeah.
what you may say, that's one ugly broad.
Yeah.
My gosh, that's an ugly broad. But no, it just, we went on, and one day I said, why don't we get married?
Yeah.
Then you can move in with me, and I can move in with you. We'll move in together, and we'll probably have a family. And no, I don't want to get married.
She said that.
Yeah,
Oh.
but I worked on it.
Yeah.
Then one day, she said yes.
Yeah.
So we did. There was 3 people at the wedding.
Yeah.
We got married on the lawn of the provincial government office.
Yeah.
They had a beautiful lawn, there were flowers and that. And that's where we got married, and my brother-in-law and his wife were the witnesses.
Yeah.
And the person who said, we got married by the judge, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's how it happened.
It's beautiful. Oh.
Then we took a month,
Yeah.
because we had a month coming to us for holidays.
Yeah.
We got into the car and headed for the Okanagan.
Oh, wow.
We been down every road the Okanagan has. Driving somewhere, we had no destination. That road looks interesting. Well, go down it. We went down that road and saw whatever's there, orchard, apple things, and after that month we came back and we just went back to work. But I want to be. I'm very happy. Some who are not, fighting with their wife all the time, set a limit to where you stay mad. Or that 15 minutes, not that you can stay mad, shut your mouth. Don't say no more.
Yeah.
And after that 15 minutes, let's go get a cup of coffee. Well, where? Oh, we could go up to Tim Hortons, just up the street. Yeah, okay, let's go. That's it. And it's over.
Wow. That's a good. I'll take that advice. from you.
Holding grudges hurts you. I found that out. It was hurting me.
Yeah.
And I liked that, so I quit it.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? We got to make a rule here. I told her a rule. Well, we can try it. I don't know if it'll work, right? We'll find out.
Yeah.
We found out.
Yeah.
So now if I get angered at her or she does it to me,
Yeah.
but I've learned too something with the marriage. Learn to shut up. you know, if my wife is coming at me, boy, fangs and all. He does all the talking. I just sit there and listen.
Yeah.
Don't say a word. And all of a sudden, the volume is coming down, down. And she may apologize to me, I may apologize to her, or neither of us may apologize, but we'll go out for coffee or just go somewhere.
Yeah.
Treat your wife with respect, because you won't go and lose her if she's good. They're hard to find.
Oh, it is. So did your kids get involved in your business?
Oh, no.
What do you got involved?
One of my sons is a sociologist.
Oh, wow.
He went to university here,
Yeah.
and after he got his bachelor's in socioanthropology,
Yeah.
he got a degree in environment and First Nations. There is another one.
Yeah.
And I asked him because I said, Neil, I'm running out of money.
Yeah.
I paid that all of your education, and I'm not complaining about
Yeah. You paid for all your kids' education?
the reason I paid for it is I didn't want you coming out of there
Yeah.
with a debt load that you can't possibly ever pay off.
Yeah.
Like doctors just end up out of their doctors.
Yeah.
They got a $200,000 debt.
Yeah.
Well, what do? So I didn't want him going through that. And my other son works with the troubled children. And that's what they do, and they're happy and get along with each other. Because there's one lives in Quinault, one lives here.
Yeah.
It works out quite well for them. And
So you're one of the last people,
I
basically.
am the last. I'm afraid it is true. There used to be when I first opened up on my own, there was 6 stores like mine.
6.
6 of them,
Yeah.
all doing, and we had always had enough money moving in and out for us to make a living.
Yeah.
Made out just a living. We weren't rich. A business at one time, 5 years to be successful.
Yeah.
That it will stand on its own legs.
Yeah.
Now it's 7. So the gap is opening wider and wider, and I see it all the time when I see people who there's one store right next to me is she sells woolens, just things made of wool,
Yeah.
a jacket, a vest, whatever they got, and she's shutting down because summer's coming. Don't sell woolen articles in the summer. So she's decided that the summer's so slow, packing it in. And she's going to be gone the end of the month. And we stand aside sometimes and have a smoke and, BS each other. She calls me, you little shit.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
That was French.
Oh, I thought that was French. I
C'est
forgot.
français, mon ami.
We say français.
Français.
God.
Oh, we cannot even.
He's talking dirty.
No, I'm not.
I won't have it. But no, it's life for me has been from poverty, and I didn't know we were poor as we were, but everybody around us was.
Yeah.
And once we moved to your city of Fredericton, I got a job with telegraphs.
Yeah.
And things led to it until we decided, my brother-in-law and I,
Yeah.
were heading west.
Yeah.
Well, to me, west was out of city limits. 4 days later, we were driving. And we drove 24 hours a day. We just shifted. And
The car didn't exploded, like.
oh no, brand new car. He bought a Ford Fairlane, I think.
Yeah.
One of those little Fords. They're not too big, they're not too small. And we had a brand new car to do it in.
Yeah.
We broke it in.
Oh wow.
4,000 miles breaks a car in real quick. Sometimes on the reason.
Yeah.
I was driving and he was sleeping back. I'd look at the speed on 100. What am I doing? Back it off.
Yeah.
Awfully hard to back off. You know, first thing you know, you're back there again. Just back off. Because you road, well, you leave the road on the prairies, there's a ditch.
There's nothing.
No,
It's flat.
just like this table. Well, keeps on going.
Yeah.
So, what the heck? But we ended up, I remember seeing the Rocky Mountains from a distance.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we'll be there pretty quick. 2 days later, I could still see them rocks, and not getting any bigger. And we got into Rogers Pass. Well, right there and then I knew this is not a tourist.
Yeah.
I'm never going back to the East Coast. I never have. There's nothing there but poverty. To me, the East Coast is no wages. The guy with the money makes the rules and all that. I wouldn't go through that again. Come up to BC. You're an individual, buddy. And I thought, wow, what is that? I love it. I want it. I'm keeping it. And it did. And I'm here today talking to you. I wouldn't have done it on the East Coast because they would never have asked me. I'm a French Catholic boy. All those other ones. No, he's French. He's Catholic. Don't have nothing to do with him. That's the thing down there. Or it was when I lived.
Yeah, it's changed now.
Oh,
bet you it's so much better now.
Yeah, oh gosh, yeah. You know, now, down there is a wall.
Yeah.
Your skin is of a color. Your skin is of no color.
Yeah.
There still is that thing. Don't go over there.
Still.
Oh yeah, it's still there. Not as bad as it was.
Yeah.
Now a fellow with color marries a girl without color. They can get married and be happy.
Yeah.
But it's not. It wasn't bad down there. We were in a little town when my dad was a logger, and we were the minority.
Yeah.
We were the white minority in that community.
Yeah.
Not once one was ever uttered towards me, and I never heard anybody do it towards him.
Yeah.
Because he was of a color.
Yeah.
I couldn't care if he was plaid.
Yeah.
We went to school together, and it was a one-room school.
Yeah.
One student, one grade 3 student. Nobody, Gerry, no, grade 2, no, we got nobody. It was all one, and the guy was a drunk. So he always came to work with a jug. So every now and then he'd go to the bathroom,
Yeah.
see a man about a horse. Yeah, he had a bottle in there. And as he did, I don't know where he hid it because it was outside. You had to go to the toilet. It was outside. There's no flush. But it's just one building. That's something that I occasionally thought about. My God, how rustic could we have been? But we lived in that community. My father was a logger. Then he became a mechanic. And he had his own badge at one point.
Yeah.
He had a black fellow. All his friends like him.
Oh wow.
And the guy was a darn man, good mechanic. No, they wouldn't come near the shop. Black. And you know, my dad was quite upset about that. I remember that. And he's, you know, why? He's just another man. But that's the way it was down there at the time.
Yeah.
If you were Catholic French, you were not going and as far as going up the ladder.
Yeah.
There was no
Yeah.
It was just people, ignorant people. Well, I'm not going back to that. I never would.
Yeah.
I didn't have that here. Here,
Yeah.
there were natives.
Yeah.
And some people would not like this native fellow,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he liked his sister or his brother or his
Yeah.
father. But the individual
Yeah.
was focused on. And that's the way it still is.
Yeah.
My wife is nations.
Good.
And,
Well, do you have some? You're a little bit too, or no? Are
pardon?
you First Nation at all, or no?
I've got some blood,
Yeah,
but very little. Not enough for me to say I'm First Nations.
So you're a mix again.
I'm mixed. Yeah, I'm a mixture, yeah. Well, it's like a mongrel dog. The best ones are the ones that are mongrels. They get sick, you don't need vet bills.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of dogs in my life, and they're the ones that live the longest with no maintenance hardly at all. And people are the same. But that's the way she goes. So is there anything else you'd like to?
So you were planning with a business. What do you think? Was this
I'm
going
going
to
to keep
happen?
on going till I.
Oh, wow. Oh,
If I pay people and say,
yeah.
you hire somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I've been down that road.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been down that road so often. They don't want work.
Yeah.
They don't know work. We got taught that at night you had kindling. You had to have it at the house before you went to bed, or else you got taken out of bed and go get it
Yeah.
in the dark,
Yeah.
and a pail of coal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you'd carry it from the shed to the house.
Yeah.
That's what you did, because we had a stove in the middle of the living room.
Yeah.
That's all we had for heat. And in the morning you'd wake up, and the water pails that had to get water
Yeah.
had about that much ice on it. We did not. With just blankets. And you could hear the rats at night, running back and forth under your bed, back and forth. These freaking rats.
Yeah. Yeah.
This day I'd like to kill everyone I could see. I should put a bounty on them if I had it.
Anyone come to your place, your business, interested in internship or anything like that?
I tried that.
Nobody.
Didn't work. Yeah, it did. One guy did. He didn't last.
How come?
I don't know why they don't stay.
Is it too much work for them, or?
No, there is a lot of work. You don't get a guy in right away
No.
and see this big pile of footwear and say, okay, now let's fix that. All of them. Well, he doesn't even know how to start.
No.
So what you do is you start them something that's simple.
Yeah.
This piece goes on here, you glue it, you nail it, then you put it on the sander and you make it neat.
Yeah.
But they want to sort of sit the other side of the counter.
Yeah.
And, ooh, I'm winning. No, you're not. You're going to put that away, or you're going home.
Yeah.
Because that's not what I hired you for, to watch you play whatever that thing is.
So you're very passionate about awareness, your field.
I am.
When you look at your life, would you change anything?
Oh, not this part.
Okay.
No, I would not. Some of the stupid mistakes I made, yeah, I changed them too. I would not make them again.
Oh.
But the way it is for me right now,
No.
people ask, well, how can you do that? Give me a piece of leather.
No.
Oh, I'm a happy camper.
No.
Give me a piece of wood. Really? My kid, Neil, the socioanthropologist, when he was 6, wanted a birdhouse.
Yeah.
I had a 4x6 sheet at the shop. I don't know what we were going to do, but we had one. So I said one Sunday, let we go down and make you a birdhouse. Not only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces,
Yeah.
square. At the end of the day, we didn't have a birdhouse. We didn't have no plywood left neither. Every one of them is so crooked. It's that's ugly. Well, I can't do it. Give me the leather. And I'm good looking birdhouse, but it can't take the weather.
What are some of your advice to people, to this generation? What are some of your advice?
Oh gosh, grow up, smarten up, and grow up. And they're not going to give you nothing in life. It's what you earn. If you don't earn it, you're never going to have it. And I see that all the time. On George Street, I see it going by all the time. They got one thing. They want to sit there in the corner, hunchback over with a match and some aluminum foil and a pipe. They're so into it, they can't get out. One thing about, and I've told a lot of that, people who are addicted, he quit, but he's going to it. I've seen it so many times. God, he quit. He was clean for a year. Look at him now, he's rags, dirty, and looking for his next hit. Some people can never get out of that thing that's got them. So my worst one is I smoke. I quit alcohol because I was approaching that.
Yeah.
The alcohol, it can make you feel good. till tomorrow morning.
Yeah, you get the hangover.
Well, I've had some dandies, but no, I don't want nothing. My wife will beer every now and again, so she buys beer and comes home and watches TV with me, and my son drinks. Both of them do, but I won't. Come on, Dad, have a beer with us. No, I quit. Why did I quit? End of conversation. Because I am not conned into that again.
Yeah.
Not that there was a addiction,
Yeah.
but before it got there, I could see it coming.
Yeah.
Because that bottle, it's almost a half a gallon.
Yeah.
It was just going down, and that was a fresh bottle when I sat there. And I realized there, and stupid, idiot.
Yeah.
It's just good. It's nice when you're drinking it, and we were out at a friend of ours for New Year's a couple of years ago, and she made them things you make with snow or milk.
Yeah.
I forget what the heck it's called, but anyway, it's a drink with alcohol and milk and whatever. And my wife was having one, and they were having a good laugh. Well, give me a have a glass. I'll taste of that. Yeah, so. I wanted another one. Oh, so after that,
yeah.
one mouthful.
Yeah.
Just one mouthful.
Yeah.
I was on the road. Holy suffering. I was on the road when I quit. Well, I got back on the road. That one drink, I just put the glasses aside and never finished it. Mouthful. So it can be very addictive and very deadly.
Yeah.
It's ruined families. It's ruined good men, good women. I don't want it to go.
So just stay away from it. That's your suggestion.
That's for me.
Yeah.
For you, maybe you could drink.
I don't. I used to. Maybe once a year I have a beer. That's it. I have
well,
a Guinness. I
if
like
you
Guinness.
can stop there.
Yeah.
You're doing.
You know what? The more you research, the more you find out how dangerous this is actually poison, right?
It
Damage
is.
the brain. It damages your organs. I didn't know that when I was when I
Well,
was,
none of us do.
Right, so-
And if someone told us, say, who cares?
Yeah, but now the evidence is coming out. Bad it is. For sure.
It is.
Right?
It's,
So it's,
we were talking last night, and I said, you know, I wish they shut down every bloody place that makes alcohol stuff. Gerry, you're dreaming. No, my eyes are open.
Do you have anything else before we finish? Do you want to talk about anything else? Where can people find you?
At work.
Where's
That's
your-
all I do. I get up in the morning, go to work.
Yeah.
I go home at 4:30
Yeah.
because I've changed my hours, and then tomorrow morning I repeat myself. Just that's all. It's 14 minutes of driving every day, except Sunday and Monday. That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
Monday I don't work, so I can do things of this nature or do shopping or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Anything else you want to talk about? To finish? Any?
Not really. I'm happy with my job.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
My sons didn't get in it because they didn't like it. I won't have somebody with me that doesn't like what he's doing because he's going to do bad work.
No.
I got one thing: do it well.
Yeah.
The customer happy. Don't argue with the customer ever. Comes in and he's screaming.
Yeah.
Start lowering your voice. Keep lowering your voice. Well, what I want to say is I got the. It works. It works. Just keep lowering the volume. Let him
Yeah.
do the screaming. All of a sudden, he's whispering to you. Yeah, well, I want to get these shoes fixed. Okay. You can lead people. If they're mad about something, it's probably something that happened before he came to the store. The missus might have been unkind to him through the evening or whatever. Whatever his problem is not my problem. That's your problem. But I don't want to share it with you.
Yeah.
People start telling you some of their sad stories and life stories. Oh, mother of pearl, it don't quit. It just don't quit.
Yeah.
But I'll listen, because sometimes that's all anybody wants. They want somebody that'll listen, not to give them advice, and never give advice. to a person because probably it's going to be wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
He knows what he should do. He knows what he's done. If you steer him this direction and it's wrong,
It's on you.
it's your fault. I know it's your fault.
Okay, perfect. So we're gonna finish it.
If you wish.
Thank you very much for coming on.
I appreciate this.
It was a very pleasant experience. I learned a lot myself. And then hopefully we see you again.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
Not after the 50 years I put in. No. Ooh, you get a parachute.
I'm gonna. Thank you very much for joining us.